Hello from London. Here we are again. You guys obviously love food, which is fair. So we're doing more British dishes that you should try when you're in London, and we're gonna tell you where you should go to get them. So who's ready for eating a ton of food in a short amount of time? Yeah? Cool. Let's go. Okay, we've got a long day ahead of us, so let's grab a snack along the way to start with. The first British dish we're going to try is actually more like a snack, and it's called a Scotch egg. We're gonna go into Fortnum & Mason, into their food hall right here on the busy Piccadilly to go grab one because they actually claim they're the ones that invented the Scotch egg. However, we will talk about in a little bit how that has actually been contested. So let's go get our Scotch egg. Yeah. That's it. Okay, my British viewers probably thinking about Scotch eggs in the form of what you get at like the grocery store or at a petrol station where it's kind of like a cheap, not so great snack, but actually there are places you can get really nice ones here in London. In fact, Scotch eggs were originally devoured by the rich as they were going from the city out to their country houses way back when. And that's what Fortnum & Mason has said they invented them for. They're essentially a little portable ball like this. You can actually eat it like an apple. But if we open it up, I'll show you what's inside. Let's see if this works. Okay, yeah. So there's breadcrumb on the outside, then there's a layer of sausage, usually it's pork, and on the inside is an egg. Now, I'm vegetarian, so Letitia behind the camera is actually gonna eat this one, and usually Fortnum & Mason do have a vegetarian option, but today they did not, so I can't eat this, but it's fine. Okay, so like I said, Fortnum & Mason claimed to have invented the Scotch egg back in 1738. However, this has been contested, and it's been said they've pulled inspiration from a lot of different places, like an Indian dish, nigirsi kofta, and also potentially pulling influence from North African countries like Algeria. There's also a place in East Yorkshire that claims to have invented them, and they actually do fish around the egg instead of sausage. Now, this is an interesting theory because the family claiming this are called the Scots, so the name Scotch egg would actually make sense with that. So really, we don't know. The one thing we do know, however, is they are not Scottish. Right, that's for you, Letitia. Next up, we're gonna get ourselves a light-ish lunch in the form of a Cornish pasty. Now, Cornish pasties are so classic and so popular that they actually have their own association. I'm not joking, it's called the Cornish Pasty Association. Even though it started as something that was popular with the rich, it became more well-known with the working class because it was eaten down in the mines in Cornwall in southwest London in England. Southwest England. Just like the Scotch egg, it was super portable, so it was very easy to take it all the way down underground. Now we're gonna go grab our pasties from the pasty shop, which is a little chain of stalls that you find usually in train stations. There are other places you can get pasties. You can pick them up at a lot of traditional English pubs around the city. There's also a place, the Regency Cafe, which is a cult classic because it's been featured in loads of different films and TV shows that do both vegetarian and traditional pasties. But we tried to film in there today and they said, no, no filming. So we're going to this place instead. So come on. Can I please get one large cheese and onion and one large traditional? Perfect, thank you. That's it, yeah. Okay, so as you can see, this is like a little folded pie with filling on the inside and a flaky crust around it. And the reason it was so popular with miners is because it had this crust here. The miners could use their dirty hands only on this bit, eat the part with the filling, and then chuck away the part that was dirty from their hands. Usually traditional Cornish pasties have ground beef, turnip, and potato as the filling on the inside, but these days you can get them filled with a whole bunch of different things, and also there's usually veggie and vegan options. But the traditional is what makes it a proper Cornish pasty, and also if it's made in Cornwall. So this one is in the traditional style. That's what Letitia behind the camera is gonna eat, and I'm going to have a vegetarian one that's stuffed with cheese and onion. For scale, this was the normal size pasty they had available, which is as big as my head. They also had a giant one, so I stick with the smaller ones. I love these. They are so good, especially cheese and onion. Can't go wrong. Okay, let's go eat more food. So in this video and part 1 of British dishes to try, we tell you about a lot of foods that you should try while you're in London. But to be honest, it's way too much to try in just one visit, unless you book a food tour that takes you to a lot of the foods that we cover in this video and the last one. So with that said, this video is sponsored by our friends at Eating Europe Food Tours. I personally have done all of their London food tours, and what I love is that they take you to some of the most iconic eateries around the city, some places I had never even been to before myself. And their tour guides are great at giving you the story behind each dish, area, and location that you visit and that you try. Like if you book their Borough Market food tour, you will try an incredible fresh fruit crumble. Or if you book onto their East London food tour, my personal favorite, they'll take you to an award-winning fish and chip shop, which we actually mentioned in the first video. When you come to London, you definitely have to book a food tour with them, and we have a discount for you. You can get 10% off any of their tours around Europe, including Paris, Amsterdam, Rome, and many other cities, if you use the discount code in the description box of this video, but it's only for a limited time, so make sure you use it ASAP. Also, if you're not ready to book your tour yet, you can use it to get a discounted gift card, which you can use at a later date when you're ready to travel. Okay, now back to the video. We are here at Mother Mash to try another classic British dish called bangers and mash, so let's go inside and try it. So bangers and mash couldn't sound any more British, right? It's essentially bangers, which are sausages, mashed potato, that's the mash, and gravy. The sausages are usually pork, but sometimes you can get other types or vegetarian, and this is very filling. I really like this place because they do a modern take on the British classics, and they make it really easy to order. You basically, step 1, choose your mash, step 2, choose the protein that you want, and step 3, what kind of gravy that you want, so it makes it really simple. Okay, classic mash, Cumberland sausage, and traditional gravy. Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you. So here they are. We've got Letitia's, which is pork sausages, her mashed potatoes, and the classic traditional gravy. And then I've got my veggie sausages here, also with mashed potatoes, and I've got a caramelized onion gravy. Now, if you're wondering why the sausages are called bangers, that's because during World War I, there was a meat shortage, so they used to stuff sausages with as much water as they could, so much that sometimes when they cooked them, they would explode. Okay, we're gonna switch it up now and try something sweet. We're going to go in and have sticky toffee pudding. Hawksmoor, right behind me, is known as one of the best spots in London to have sticky toffee pudding. So let's go inside and have something very sugary and very sweet. This is probably Britain's most famous dessert ever. This is a fudgy toffee flavored cake made with brown sugar and dates and with a toffee syrup around it. And it's usually served with ice cream or custard. I can't tell if that's ice cream or custard yet. I haven't gone into it. I think it's custard. Delish, as always. Like a lot of British food, people fight over who invented it. There's a hotel in Aberdeenshire in Scotland that said they've been making it since 1967. There's also a pub in Yorkshire that said they started making it in 1907. There's also strong ties between Cumbria, a county in the north of England, and sticky toffee pudding. There's a hotel there that has a recipe for icky sticky toffee pudding under lock and key. They claim that that's the original recipe. It's really confusing. Nobody actually knows. Nowadays, though, you can find it in almost any pub and restaurant that's serving British cuisine. Okay, I'm stuffed, but while we're at it, we have to stop and get the quintessential English dessert, or as I call it here, pudding. Eton Mess. This is another dish that is served in lots of pubs and any restaurants that serve English style food, including the restaurant that we are going to go up to called Avery. It's quite high end and it's all the way at the 9th floor. This is a traditional British dish made of strawberries, broken meringue, and whipped cream. You can also use other berries sometimes, but if you use banana, that is a completely different dish that's called a Lancing Mess. Eton is considered the fanciest private boys' school in the UK, where lots of British politicians and other famous people went. And the story is that this dish was created there when a strawberries, meringue, and cream dessert was dropped at a cricket match between Eton and Harrow, another fancy British school. And instead of wasting the food, they scraped the broken meringue off the floor and served it anyway. It's a happy accident. This is a dish that British people often enjoy in the summertime because despite it having a lot of cream in it, it's actually surprisingly light and refreshing. Leftovers for dinner are in hand, and if you want to watch the first part of this video series, then click the box that's popping up right next to me to watch part 1 of dishes you should try when you're in London. There's also another video that you can watch for your London trip there, and don't forget that we have a 10% off code for Eating Europe food tours for a limited time, which is in the description box of the video. So go ahead and book a tour with them. Hurry up, get it done, or get a gift card if it's not time to book yet. Get the savings, we love the savings. Okay, we'll see you in the next video.